But Tim, let's move on into the final topic. And this is a general MLB topic. It's not just a Cubs
this
thing.
Is not Cubs exclusive.
Even though the Cubs...
Even my cat wants to get in on this.
Even though the Cubs have, I heard from you, dipped into this already, the Yankees, they've been catching some headlines this weekend. Beating the Brewers.
Being inventive.
Beating the Brewers, which kudos to the Yankees for beating those pesky Brewers for us.
I would say beaten is like a understatement.
That 20-9 game, Nestor Cortez, it was coming. You knew they just wanted to beat the piss out of him.
30 runs in 3 games.
Yeah. The run differential. They're at the top. But they've been using new bats. They have been dubbed the Torpedo Bat, which basically, if you've been living under a rock for the weekend, what it is basically the fattest part of the bat. The fattest part of the bat has been the end of the bat. Well, they just took that. They've got a guy on their staff from MIT. He goes, hey, how about we take the fat part of the bat and just move that fat to the sweet spot of the bat, where the ball's going to hit the bat the most. People freaked out. Oh my God, it's against the rules. Technically, it's not.
They're cheating.
I have it right here.
They're witches.
Rule 3.02 in the MLB rule book says the bat shall be smooth, round stick, not more than 2.61 inches in diameter at the thickest part and not more than 42 inches in length. The bat shall be one piece of solid wood. So one piece of solid wood. Mm-hmm. Yes, that was a penis joke. Thank you. A Penix joke. 42 inches in length. The diameter of the thickest part just can't be more than 2.61 inches. They're not breaking the rules. Do you have a problem with the Torpedo Bat?
Not one bit. Not one bit. I actually think it's going to... all the people that are hating on it and trying to call them cheaters and trying to get the league involved, or, I say by the end of the week, everybody's adopted this new bat. I think that I'm trying to put myself in the other person's shoes that considers this cheating and trying to figure out how it could be considered illegal or unfair in any way, but it isn't. It's just reshaping the bat, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all it is taking the fattest part of the bat and moving it to the sweet spot.
I remember when I was a kid, my baseball coach had a very similar looking bat. It was a lot longer. It was called a fungo. Are you familiar with the fungo bat?
I've never heard of a fungo.
So it's more like a long stick, like a broom handle almost, but it's made for hitting fly balls. It's made for like baseball practice,
Okay.
But that's exactly what it reminded me of, was like, this isn't a brand new concept.
Do you know how much a fungo bat costs? There's ones on here. I'm looking at LouisvilleSlugger.com and $100 for a fungo bat. It's a 35-inch bat.
Yeah.
35, 36-inch bat. Like length.
Oh, you know what? I would have thought it was longer than that, but
I mean, it's longer than a traditional baseball bat.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like I read under the rules, it can't be more than 20 some inches or 20 some feet. Whatever.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of the ounce. I'm thinking the weight of it is usually around like 36 to 40.
Yeah. But I'm looking at them. I've never had a coach use a fungo bat.
It's a brand new concept. No, I got no problem with it. I don't think it's illegal. I don't think it's
you know who has a problem with it, right?
Dishonest or cheating in any way. No.
You know who has a problem with it, right?
Red Sox?
Red Sox fan. Dave Portnoy is going crazy on Twitter about these bats. And I wonder why.
A baby.
I wonder why, Red Sox fan. Trevor McGill.
I know what you're going to say.
Trevor McGill, who used to be with the Mets, he's with those Brewers that got their asses kicked by the Yankees with these bats. So here's the exact quote from McGill. He told Dan Martin from the New York Post, "I think it's terrible. We'll see what the data says. I've never seen anything like it before. I feel like it's something used in slow pitch softball. It's genius. Put the mass all in one spot. It might be Bush League. It might not be, but it's the Yankees, so they'll let it slide." He then added, "It took a minute for the shock to go away, since from the bullpen, they looked like bowling pins. We weren't able to process it, but that's the game. It's a big data race, with science and technology playing a huge role in baseball now. You can't hate them for trying something new." So he kind of backed off from his, like, really the hatred part was, oh, well, it's the Yankees, so they'll let them do what they want.
It was still a little pissy pants, but that sounded kind of fair.
Yeah. So here's kind of the thing I want.
He's like, but that was so like, yeah, they cheated, but all right, it's okay. I guess I'll be the bigger man about it.
Yeah,
like it was still had that like air of like bitchiness to it, you know. Well, like
he's mad. He's mad that his team got stomped by him.
Big deal. There's 161 more games, you douche.
So here's the thing, right? Do I have a problem with these bats? Absolutely not. When I first heard about them, my first thought, Tim, my first thought was good. Like sometimes a pitching duel is good. Sometimes a 1-0 or like a pitcher goes out there and pitches 20 strikeouts is a phenomenal feat. But you know what I miss? I miss Barry Bonds. I miss the 1997 baseball season with McGwire and Sosa going back to back with home runs. I miss the long ball. The Braves said it perfectly in the McDonald's commercial. Chicks dig the long ball. Well, guess what? I might be a chick then, because I dig the long ball also. No, I'm a dude. I'm
right there with you, dude. You're girls, man.
But I don't have a problem with it because I love offense. I love home runs. And let's be completely honest. McGill is not wrong with what he added. Of eventually, people will start to figure it out. Right now, it's like, whoa, the Yankees blew it out of the water because the Brewers couldn't process it. Eventually, water finds its balance where, hey, new thing is added to the game. Teams then get to see it. They get to study it. Like, yeah, more teams will start to use it for their own, but pitchers are going to find ways to combat these bats.
I agree. I think it will take time. It's not going to be probably this season. I think they're still going to. I don't know how do you pitch to a certain part of the player's bat though? Like that's not in your control.
You keep it away from you. Basically, what I would do is anything low and away. I'm not touching low and away.
So do you think there like could be a batting box movement change to where maybe you have to step further away from the plate in a certain situation? Because other than that, I don't think there's anything a pitcher can do to plan for that. It's where the guy hits it on his bat. You can't. That's not on the pitcher. You know.
I almost feel like pitchers are going to find out, like, okay, what spots of the strike zone can I pitch in and avoid that spot? Yeah, but now it's going to be more like, so I'm feeling right away the inside of the zone is going to be peppered more. Because if I'm pitching you inside, yeah, you could turn on it. You could turn on it.
So,
but there's a lot of jamming there as well.
So this could actually, if it becomes a trend, and let's say it's like a staple now, and I'll make a comparison in a minute.
Go ahead.
It could definitely produce better pitchers.
It could.
In terms of like, you can't be successful unless you can paint those corners.
Yep.
You know, you can't just get away with throwing 102 and not know where in the zone it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, ready for the headline? Is it like the tush push?
I've seen people already put that headline out there.
Have they? God damn it!
Not even questioning it. I saw a headline yesterday that said the tush push of the MLB, the torpedo bat.
Damn it! I thought it was the first one.
No, it's been around too long.
Shit.
But you're right. It is like either two things are going to happen after this season.
It's
right?
like something that's like it's changing the game. You can't defend against it. You just got to roll with it.
So
and everybody's going to do it.
Either two things are going to happen after this season. One, the MLB is going to say you can use torpedo bats, but make amendments to the rule to regulate them. Or two, say you can't use them.
No, don't make any amendments. The guy can swing whatever shape bat he wants.
Yeah, no, but you know that either the MLB is going to do something to try to regulate these bats. So, like, hey, if you're using it, it's uniform for every team.
But why would they do that?
Because they got to keep the competitive balance. They're going to say
it's the balance.
They're going to say competitive balance because then one team could do. There's going to be something in the rule book about them, or they're just going to ban them completely.
Okay, so you and I are both old enough to know that the current bats that they're changing from is also a new design. The big barrel bat,
yeah,
that's a new design. It used to be skinny.
Yep.
So they were fine with that adjustment. Now that you redistribute the mass of the bat, have the barrel part here and it's tapered off at the end. Now that's a problem.
So
get fucked.
You know what? You know what they should do if they have a problem with the torpedo bat?
Get better.
Let them use aluminum bats.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You can't. You can't change the. Well, you could if you like melt the metal, but like, there's no way you're doing that super easy with the metal bat. So it's like, hey, either use metal bats, and home runs are going to be amplified, or use the torpedo bat because like. I said I was going to bring this up. Let me pull the tweet up. Tonight.
While you're pulling that up, I want to say this. The torpedo bat only really works for you when you're really, really good at hitting the barrel of the bat on the ball. And that takes technique. It's not going to make it's not doing steroids where it takes somebody that's not good and makes them good. It's not giving any advantage other than to the people that are really, really good at hitting. And I don't think that should be punished.
You want an example of that? Tonight, Monday, March 31st, Ellie De La Cruz used the torpedo bat.
Yes, he did.
Against Texas, he went 4 for 5, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, 4 runs. 4 for 5 with 2 homers with a torpedo bat. Like,
but I also think if you
I agree with you in the sense. One second, I agree with you in the sense of guys like Ellie De La Cruz. Guys that are big hitters, yes, they're gonna like Aaron Judge is going to be a Superman with this thing in his bat.
Put that bat in my hands. I'm not going 4 for 5.
Now,
you know, like it doesn't turn a guy into a superstar.
However, though, and maybe the Yankees just built their team like this. Like you look at that 20-9 game, you look at all the guys that hit home runs. You had. Goldschmidt, I feel like fits what you're saying. Judge fits what you're saying, but like you had Jazz Chisholm.
Was it in Miller Park or was it?
No,
it
was in New York.
Oh,
like,
Disneyland.
Like overall, you had Goldschmidt, Belly, Judge. Those are guys where it's like okay, they fall into what you're saying. Really put the barrel on the bat, home run guys. But then you have Jazz Chisholm, Anthony Volpe. Austin Wells, he pinch hit Oswaldo Peraza pinched hit and hit a home run. You have Dominguez, I would say is Dominguez didn't have one as Peraza.
Are they all using the bat?
Everyone on the Yankees using bat? Everyone on the Yankees using a torpedo bat.
Okay, because I was gonna say I think there will be people that will opt out of using the bat.
I don't think so.
But I guess if the Yankees have everybody use it.
Yeah, I know the day after the Yankees.
Results. Look at the results. You can't punish a team for being smart and being revolutionary. You can't do that. All that does is stifle imagination and trying to improve the game. You can't do that.
So the best thing I heard was at work. my co-host who does the Sunday show at work with me, he said the way he described it was in semi-pro when they did the alley-oop. No, that's a foul. That's a tech. No, that's a tech. No, you're out of the game. Like,
yes.
That's how he described it. Of like, it broke everybody.
I know, right? it's just everybody sit back, realize that the game still has. This should be celebrated.
Yeah.
The game still has opportunity to be improved. We think about this game as being so like, nope, this is how it is every time. This is we're all slaves to the numbers, and this is the trends and stuff. And one team bucks the trend, and it works, and they're hitting better, and everybody wants to stop it.
You know what?
This doesn't make any sense.
You know what else this could be like? When the Warriors changed the game of basketball.
This is like when they put cleats on shoes. And,
I think the one that I just thought of it now, and I think that's what I'm going to compare it to.
Okay.
It's like when the Warriors changed the game of basketball, and now every team in the NBA, it's can you shoot threes? How many threes are you shooting? How many threes are you making? They've basically made the center's obsolete now. And I feel like people that are overreacting to these torpedo bats are worried that this is going to do the same thing. Well, not the exact same thing, but it's going to make parts of the baseball game right now obsolete and change the game. And I'll say this, when it comes to base, I know people overall don't like change. The baseball world in particular doesn't like change. Remember 2 years ago when it was like, oh, these batters are celebrating too much after home runs.
Do you remember the DH coming to the National League?
Yes. I will say I was on the opposite side of that. I wanted the DH to stay in the American League.
I don't think I cared. I don't remember. I was
an old head on that one. I'll agree.
But I don't remember caring.
Yeah, I was an old head. I was a traditionalist.
I would probably lean that way too, but that's only just because of the parody of it.
But now that it's here, I don't hate it.
I particularly like to argue for pitchers hitting, but that was just like I liked that one league was one was the other. I liked that.
Yeah,
it was fun.
They each had their different things.
Well, it made it so in the World Series, the American League pitchers that never hit would have to hit.
Yeah,
that was cool. That was funny.
So, all right,
I don't know, it would be 3 games or whatever the hell.
So, Tim, the next time we are going to record is April 7th. Will it be April 7th? Let me see. I think it's going to be April 7th.
I think it's the 7th, yeah.
April 7th. So we're going to end the podcast just like we used to, in the sense of, how do you see this team going? Would you like me to go first, or do you want to go first? We're not doing as many games as last year because we're recording every week now. So now it's going to be basically...
That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, it's just going to be... So we will do Monday's games. So it'll be from Tuesday, April 1st to Monday, April 7th, a total of 6 games.
6 games.
Do you want me to list off what the starters will be? Because we have the starters for all 6 games.
1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's only 5 games. Are you counting tonight?
No, I'm counting Monday. So it's going to be 2 against the Athletics.
Oh, yeah.
3 against the Padres, and then game Rangers. 1 against the Texas Rangers.
It's 1 against.
So no,
I don't need them. I think I can. But yes, I would like you to go first because.
Okay. So, with this game being played right now, we're up 5-3, which I knew that the A's were going to come back a little bit. Tomorrow's going to be interesting, or tonight as you guys are listening to this. Tuesday's game is going to be interesting because Luis Severino pitched a gem. Yes, they lost 4-2, but it wasn't because of him. He pitched a gem against the Mariners in his game. Steele has looked rough, so I'm going to say...
Did you say Severino?
Yeah, Luis Severino. He's pitching game 2.
Yeah, he was awesome. I'm sorry.
Jeffrey Springs is pitching game 3. He pitched even better in a 7-0 win. I'm going to go on a leg here. I'm going to say the A's take games 2 and 3 from us.
Interesting.
I like Severino more than Steele. I like Springs more than Taillon. That's it. Like that's all it comes down to is
I like Springs
I'm more
a
confident
lot,
in the pitching matchups for the A's. So I'm going to go A's win the next two, so we're 0-2. Then with the Padres, I'm going to say we beat the Padres game 1, Shota versus Vasquez. I'm going to say we win game 2, so we go 2-2. Boyd versus Pivetta could go either way. Bullpen could screw us. But, oh man, you know what?
That's the thing.
I can't.
That's why I don't like doing this, because the bullpen can screw us in every game.
It's not even that. So right now, let's see what the Padres are doing now. Man, you know what? Right. I can't. So here's what I'm going to do. We lose the next two. We win game 1 against the Padres. It'll be the Padres' either first or second loss, depending on how they do again. Right now, they're beating the crap out of the Guardians. The Padres are the hottest team in baseball in my mind right now. So, like, yes, I'll give us the win because I'm giving Shota the nod in the home opener. He'll strike out 10 because it's at home. Games 2 and 3, though, I'm giving to the Padres. They're the hottest team in baseball right now. I can't pick against them. And then game 1 against Texas, Eovaldi versus Steele.
Eovaldi.
That's a toss-up.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it. I think we are going to be 2-4 in the next 6 games. Wins over the Padres in game 1 against the Rangers. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. Honestly, man, and I don't think it's a thing of like it being too early.
Yeah,
but
it's just a very hard opponent to have in the Padres game.
I just also think like setting goals and like predictions and stuff is like you can't. I don't. I'm not saying I won't do it. I'll give you my predictions.
Well, I'm gonna force you to at one point.
I think setting challenges and expectations is dumb now because baseball is so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Especially this Cubs team. If you can't rely on a bullpen, how can you accurately predict how many wins they're going to have? But feet to the fire, I think you're right. I think we lose to Severiano and
Springs.
Brooks. No.
Springs.
The third. Springs. I think we do lose the next 2 games. Well, you know what? The afternoon game we might win. We might be.
So you have faith in Taillon.
But I'm hovering around either 3-3 or 2-4, like you said.
Okay. 3-3. So which one you lock it in? 3-3 or 2-4?
Gotta lock one in. 3-3.
Okay. Because here's the one thing. One thing I will say. Yeah. So basically, this year, here's my plan. Right. This? I'm gonna have no. It's
You're not crush me on this, dude.
No.
You
listen to me.
So good.
Let me talk. This will not be a you versus me thing. I'm gonna keep a spreadsheet, and basically, what I want to do is I want to keep track of like each time we do this and accumulate them, and by the end of the year, see the final record, what your expected final record was, and what my final record like. What's the final record expected going week by week, and see how that pans out to how the Cubs really do.
It does sound like a you versus me thing.
No, but it's us versus the Cubs. About? It's what our expected overall record is going to be and how it compares to how the Cubs finish the end of the year. I just want to see. It'll be fun. The one thing schedule-wise I will say before we end the podcast.
That's not fair, though, because fans, I need to tell you, we did this probably 9 times last year, and I think your accuracy was like 100%, like about 8 of them.
I wasn't accurate on the games exactly, but I was accurate on the
99% right.
Yeah, I kind of had a good read on the Cubs last year.
Run.
What I will say though, and this is what I fucking hate, Tim.
Jerk.
To start the year, the MLB schedulers gave us no fucking They were basically like, yeah, fuck the Cubs. And I'm sorry, I'm swearing a lot here, but that's really what they did. Because to start the year,
who cares?
I know that, but let me get through this. Oh, you're going to start off against the Dodgers in Tokyo. Oh, then you're going to play the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are probably going to be a great team this year. Okay, then you get the A's. All right, we'll throw the Rangers in. But then, the Padres for 3.
Gonna be shit.
Dude, after the Rangers, we go 3 at LA, 3 at San Diego, 3 at home against the Diamondbacks, then 2 games against the Dodgers, 3 games against Philly. And then it's like, have 3 games against the Pirates, who, yes, the Pirates to start off have not been great, but they play well against us, especially if Skeens is on the mound. Skeens will kill us.
Yeah.
Oh, and then, now have maybe we don't get a breath until May 2nd when we play the Brewers, followed by the Giants. Oh, then go play the Mets. Okay, now we get to play the Marlins and the White Sox and the Marlins. Like, we don't get to breathe until the beginning of May. Like, April is just April might suck for us, dude. It might be a rough April.
You listen to any other media about the Cubs ever, or maybe any other baseball and general stuff, like maybe the radio or other podcasts? You?
When it comes to baseball, I'm mainly listening to, like, Instagram Reels and Twitter.
Yeah. So I've heard on more than one podcast people talk about the Cubs, the clear-cut front runner of the Central Division.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
And I hear that, I go, what?
Yeah.
Where is this opinion coming from? That's what pisses me off about other podcasts. They're just not as informed as me and you. Mm-hmm. And if you want to be the most informed fan and the most informed person at the water cooler, you got to listen to the Wrecking Crew.
You do. Every single week. Every Monday we're recording. So that means every Tuesday it's coming out. Tim's watching the game.
It upsets me when people try to pretend like there's somebody with a better show than us. And, live and let live. But if you got any self-respect for yourself as a Cubs fan, I would say subscribe, join the Discord, and be commenting on our videos. Tell us if we're wrong or anything.
Hit that like button as well, right?
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Hit that home run like hit that like button like a torpedo bat on the ball.
Hit it with a torpedo bat. Hit that.
We got to get an animation. We got to get an animation of a player just smashing the like button with a torpedo bat. Oh, but I couldn't say it better myself, Tim. Hit that like button, that sub button, comment down below. Tim, it's a great episode. Can't wait to be. I'm glad we're back. Can't wait for next week. Hope the Cubs are. This is a time where when I say, we're going to be 2-4, I want to be wrong. I don't want to be right.
Of course, I want you to be wrong too.
But I'm going to give you my.
The other way, 0-6.
I'm going to keep it 100 all year. Keep it 100 all year. You know, yada I mean. Yada I mean. But Tim and I will be back next week. And as always, go Cubs go. As always, we'd like to thank the people that make these videos possible, our patrons whose names are displayed on the screen now. If you would like to become a patron, go ahead and click the Patreon icon in the bottom right. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Sports, hit the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.